What's up guys? Wanted to make this video. We just moved into our new apartment. It's a complete mess right now with a lot of boxes, so we're gonna have to get through this. But I wanted to shoot this quick video to basically give you guys an overview tour on how I see things basically going down in here. It's not a huge upgrade per se. It's more like basically divided into a way where it's gonna make it easier for me to be in line with my new kind of goals with health and whatnot. And after that, I have a little bit of a special thing. It's an announcement. Well, it's not really an announcement because I haven't made 100% my mind yet what I'm going to be getting into. But it's builds on a video I made about 3-4 months ago when I was saying that different business models I plan on getting into and kind of like show you guys my thought process behind it after taking this kind of break and kind of like where I'm at with things and kind of give you guys my idea on how I'm eliminating certain things to not to go into, because what I realized that's really what it comes down to. The important part is being able to take stuff out of your list of what you're not going to get into and focus on the things that you are going to get into, as opposed to kind of try to do several things at the same time. As you guys probably know, that's kind of a timeless principle. So anyways, let's get right into it. So this place right here. Okay, first of all, the living room is smaller than our place, right? Our place was more like a long living room with big windows, kind of like that, because there's a lot of sunlight comes in. And this one is kind of like an L-shaped where we'll have the living room and the couch and TV and whatever here, but then that place is gonna be for eating. So this is gonna be the first time I actually have a designated area for food, which is gonna be kind of nice because, as you know, I'm spending like a lot of time nowadays cutting, prepping, making the food, and I actually make from scratch whatever I eat, meaning like, I buy like all the groceries raw and cut it. We don't get anything packaged anymore. So it's gonna be nice. That kind of light thing invites us to actually have a table where we can all come and sit down to eat and stuff like that, be away from screens during meal times. So looking forward to that. That's one thing. Probably the two biggest thing, starting with the kitchen, is really different. So the last place, the kitchen was tiny. It was like, two people couldn't even cut groceries at the same time, and that happens every day, right? If I'm cutting carrots, my girlfriend would be there cutting celery or whatever, right? Now we can definitely do that. Like, even if 3 people, kind of one person here, one person here, one person here, you won't be clashing. So there's a lot more activities that can happen. Yeah, that's how much that gives a take on how much we cook nowadays. But yeah, so this is probably the bigger highlight of this place. It's because we spend so much time in the kitchen right now. And other than that, I think it pretty much has all the other stuff, like a dishwasher and stuff like that, which we never even used in the last place. Like, I went 1 year without figuring out how to use it. We just used it as a storage. But this time I'm going to watch a video on YouTube on how to use a dishwasher. So hopefully that goes well. And moving on to the office room, this is the second, I would say, the big thing change here is I finally have a place for work. So if you remember before, I was basically living inside office, right? Well, a while ago, I was literally, actually sleeping in the middle of an office. Then in my last place that I just moved from, it was kind of like an office-y, meaning there was my bed and then the table was right next to it, meaning as soon as you wake up, roll over and start working, But I wanted to change up from that, especially with this new direction with health and everything, and basically, be able to kind of like just, get the work done for the day, whatever it takes, a couple hours here and there, sit with the team. A lot of times that's what I'm kind of like, basically spending my time right now is making sure the team, like all the work is being just done properly to the team, as opposed to me just trying to, fix stuff like one-off for a client or something like that. But yeah, so this room is, it's kind of like a little, I could say it's like a mini dream. I always said against it, like I would never get an office, I never want to drive to a place to work and stuff like that. And although that is still true, I wouldn't want to be in an office setting where I have to go every day, even if I happen to, even if I own the whole thing. But having a designated room for work in where I live could be really nice, right? So I'm thinking of having the table here, gonna get a little table for printers and all that kind of stuff. My chair needs to be put together. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Probably like just other like suitcases and stuff like that. But here I want to put like a big whiteboard. This is something I've thought about in the past and I really like. I think one of the YouTubers, he does Amazon or something. I remember watching his video and I saw his office. I'm like, damn, this is so, easy to be productive because he has like a huge whiteboard with all the stuff going on. Even his desk was like a whiteboard, I think, like that you could have markers and, like write and erase. Well, I don't have that, but this is a standing desk. I think it's pretty good. I'm not gonna change this. But yeah, that's one thing I'm looking forward to. I'm probably gonna try to just get the biggest whiteboard I can find, even if it's like wall to wall. I'll try to get that. Maybe wall to here so the door doesn't clash. Actually, no, wall to wall would be good too. Just having a huge place, then I can like divide it between like certain types of thoughts I have, and see, what. I mean, they should really have it where you could like do audio. Anyways, so that's for this. I want to get a sticker that says like sales room or something like that. That being said, bathroom's pretty normal. Bedroom's also normal. Bedroom is just gonna be sleep room, right? When you're here, phones should be off. That should not be charging there after a while. That should be always charging in the living room. Keep my phones there when it's around 7 o'clock so I can start winding down and get your body really primed to the idea when you're going to sleep, you're going to sleep. You're winding down. You don't have to be in screens and all that kind of stuff. So wanted to give you guys this real short tour of the changes I'm making. I think it's going to make a big difference. It's going to make it obviously a lot easier for me to continue my diet without having it like be as opposed to being a hurdle. And another thing I want to do is in the living room we have some more space to like have like a corner for yoga and stuff. It's something that I keep on trying, but I keep falling off because it's hard to like just have the habit and actually find my yoga mat in the shelf and stuff. But if I always have it laid out, like it's just there, and it's a routine thing that every day at a certain time I go and I do my stretches there and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it's gonna make it a lot easier for me to go to that. All right, guys. So let's get into the next part of this video. And this is an announcement. I actually took some notes on it. Where's my book? One second. Let me find that. All right. So I took some notes on it. I've been thinking about this for some time. As I said, in the last couple of months, I would say, overall, I've been just kind of like contemplating a little bit here and there of what's going to be the next, basically, like big move, you could say. It's been right around 2 years now that I've been full-time in SEO, and overall I would say it's been one hell of a journey, super good. And now I would say it's in a time, around this time, almost exactly, right? It was like around end of October, November, we moved to the next place. So it's a really good time for me to make a transition as well. And about a couple of months ago, I made a video that was talking about different business models that I was potentially thinking about getting into, and they're right here, right? I was thinking of, first of all, going the route of creating some educational course for either roofer or us, meaning SEOs. Getting a brick and mortar business, running ads for SEO. So basically keep on scaling my agency, like nothing else changes. But basically, the reason I'm running ads and hiring a sales guy is because it's for me to run the agency and really scale it from here on. It would be nice to have some help, especially with my health conditions. Right now, it's like I can still get on the computer. I can be there for a close and stuff like that, like important deals, obviously. But I'm not gonna be able to, like before, for example, be making like 10, 15 video audits every day or calling like 7-8 hours a day and put that kind of grind, right? I really need to like relax and heal and chill and stuff like that. So that's why instead of just saying scaling my agency, I just wrote either get really deeper into ads, understand how ads work at Facebook and everything and funnels, and understand that part, the whole journey that happens there, to basically warm up leads and bring to you, and then I just like close them, or hire a sales guy and he just does what I do, but he just does it. Now this part right here, that part is, I would like somebody like pretty close to me in-house. I know from the way, sales work and the whole culture in sales generally, like, and if you look at like big companies that have massive sales teams, you'll see that a lot of times it's structured in a way where they're like mentors, right? Like there's a manager, and then if he recruits, he gets a little bit off like what his, under the people under him are making and producing and stuff like that. The reason why it's set like that, or I believe why it works so well like that, is because you essentially become more than like somebody who just talks about the job, right? Like the manager becomes like your mentor. And I had kind of had this in my when I used to sell life insurance too, and I remember how important that is. So if I go that route, I would like to have somebody pretty much in-house, right, who lives around here, and I would like to help him grow in other ways as well, right? So this might be somebody who goes to the gym with me, who I will make sure he's eating well, make sure his relationships are well, all that kind of stuff, so he can become the person who closes deals, right? And there's the whole thing to that. But yeah, I'll talk about that later sometime, if that's the route that I do, like, think about going and stuff like that. The other thing was partnering with residential and commercial roofer. That's, if you guys remember, that was basically like, opening, so actually becoming part of the LLC with a roofing contractor and getting portion of, like the profits directly, right? Maybe like 1/3 of it or something like that, for doing all the marketing. The reason I said commercial is because these people actually do $1 million deals. So if I go, if I was to figure out how to generate leads for this part, it's you're talking about a shit ton of money, but it's not really through SEO. I'd have to learn other forms of marketing for it. Oh yes, I had to reshoot it. Where was I? Yeah, so I was just talking about the commercial roofer right here is basically, another thing that was in the thing. Now we're almost through it. PPL, the reason why I put this here is because what I realize is, okay, I have like about 32 clients right now, right? And out of these 32, I could see some patterns of the clients right from the beginning that, they are more on top of their stuff. And I can see the pattern now that I'm looking back into it. It's not like, I'm not that good at reading like, companies that's gonna blow up, but I can see some patterns and similarities between clients who really crushed it, right? They have the sales part really down. They're the type of people who really, make sure things are good. They follow their CRM, stuff like that, as opposed to, some of other clients who are still not really like, maybe they have a CRM, but they're not really using it. They don't make it part of their sales rep are not really, part of the that kind of technology where they're mandatory to use it properly, stuff like that. Anyways, the point was, potentially I would look to do PPL maybe to 2 to 3 clients, and what would happen is if they're instead of them paying me $2,000 a month, if they were paying maybe like $150 $200 per lead, then some of the clients who are getting more than 80 100 leads per month, it would become like a single client can easily be 15 20 grand. So that's the beauty of PPL with clients that are absolutely crushing it. Now, the thing what I would do with this is probably not start new, honestly. I see it much more safer bet if a client is already, with you for SEO, and then you see how everything's good, they're solid, then you turn into a PPL deal so you can really crush it for them. Maybe they're going for a different market, and then really, do the leads there as well and stuff like that. And if the deal is right and you have some good contracts in place, it could work out. And again, the reason why this makes it into the list and it's a good one is because essentially it's not much extra work for me. It's just setting up a deal properly, and it's not like I'm gonna be having to do a lot of clicks and stuff like that. And the reward is good. It's a lot. It's a shit ton more money. And basically I'm doing the same thing, but I'll be going harder, right? More links, more content, whatnot, whatever we take to really have to, crush it in that market. But that's really, I would say, is my number one criteria. How much work is going to be needed from my side, particularly to roll that out. Since I already have the team for it and stuff like that, it's basically doing the same thing, but at a higher volume. It's pretty much not even, it's probably just setting up the strategy properly and kind of like letting the team know what the volume of links and everything is going to be, and it's going to be good from there. And and then maybe also, working with them a bit more with the client. And more of like a coaching, let's say, in terms of like, like whatever I can do to help them close more deals and stuff like that. Maybe share with them some tips that I'm seeing in other clients' markets that they could be using to generate more leads or convert more leads from the website, stuff like that. And then lastly is real estate, right? That was just at that time I was thinking. So, this selection kind of just gives you an overview of like how all over the place I was. Now, let me get a pen and kind of show you guys how my mindset is working in terms of crossing out stuff that I would not get into. Okay, pen. All right, first of all, so real estate. This is the beauty of when people show transparency in their work. So I want to give a big shout out to this guy. Okay, and I was going to show you guys, where I'm at with like financial marks right now. Oh no, that's mine. All right, this guy right here, Graham Stephan. So while I was looking at real estate and stuff, and this guy is amazing at what he does. He has like this guy's like freaking 20 or 21 years old or something like that, and he has like a couple big deals already. I don't understand the whole thing. I watched a bunch of his videos yet. The point I was trying to make is he made a video showing how I built 7 sources that make $163,000 per month, and it really broke down into all the stuff he's doing with real estate, his YouTube income and stuff like that. And after showing all the great things he's doing in real estate, how he started early, how he took advantage of the crash in 2008, and I was like, damn, this kid's like, he's been on this for a long time, and he's really good at what he does. Then in the end, he came to say that, but I'm going to be focusing more on YouTube. Why? Because YouTube is the only source that's making him over $100,000 per month, recurring every month, and with a pretty high profit margin, right? Very high profit margin. That one note changed everything for me. Because when I heard that, I was like, okay, here's a guy who's a master in this field in real estate. And because this YouTube thing is making over 100K per month, he is spending more his time and energy in this. It gave me a perspective on how much money $100,000 a month is, right? Sometimes, we're in these in these groups. I'm not really in these SEO groups anymore, but if you see like the Sam Ovens and stuff like that, and people are just blowing off like so much money, 100, 200, 300K per month, and it's like you kind of like lose perspective of like what is needed in other forms of businesses to make that kind of money. So when he said that, I was like, hell, so if he's saying that and he's a master in real estate, why am I gonna learn this whole thing when I already have a plan with other stuff that can way easily get me to 100K per month? So that was how I crossed real estate out. All right. Okay. Next thing, partnering with residential and commercial roofing contractors. This was like, I just spoke to a few people and I was like, this is out of the window. There's no way I'm going to be involved in that shit, because I realized with a partnership, what you have to do is you really have to be part of the business. That's the shortest way I can put it. But basically, it's not going to be just like, hey, I'm doing some SEO and then getting, like a chunk of the profits, like half or 30%. It's going to be like, I'm going to be part of the, some other stuff. It's basically going to pull me in a direction where I just don't know anything about, right? Probably like some part of managing the roofing side of things. Probably like, maybe like even handling the sales side, and at least like maybe training or some kind of stuff. It's not going to be just SEO with the website and then you get a big chunk like that, right? So I was like, all right, let me stay in my lane. And this term is going to be something that you're probably going to be hearing more and more as I'm making these kind of videos. This is a form of shiny object syndrome, right? As you guys can probably tell by now. And what happens is, as you get to a certain level of income, it's not like you have shiny object syndrome that completely goes away. It just evolves to another higher level, right? Now you look at bigger things, but essentially a lot of times it becomes the same principle, right? I'm just looking over other places, like what should I sell for more margin or, more impact, etc. So anyways, that was that. So that's out of the thing. Break in business, same shit as this. pretty much, right? I'm going to be pulled into things that I have no idea what to do. I have no idea how to run this business, right? Brick and mortar, like whatever I buy. If I buy a juice company, like a deli, whatever, like a laundromat and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that shit's gonna rank in the 3-pack. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna fail at a deli, but what is that? That's not all to it, right? Like, that's just out. It just doesn't even make sense for me to go learn into that stuff when it's not even my, nothing to do with my lane. So it leaves like these 3 things right here. Yeah, it's really organized, guys. Courses, running ads, and basically, getting into more advertising, and potentially growing the scaling the business with hiring a sales rep, or getting less amount of deals, but structuring the deals in such a way where when you crush it, the reward is like literally 8 to 15 times higher than the normal SEO structure, right? And I'm not gonna be looking to do this for like 10 roofers. I would probably just do it maybe 2 to 3, and these extra guys would take me the second half of 100K per month, which to show right now, good time to show a screenshot of that is, as you can see, recently I just hit 50. I've been kind of stuck at like 40, 46, 47, like that for some. It's basically the same thing. It's barely hitting 50, but it's nice to finally hit that mark. And it's basically, I got like 3 referrals, closed 2 of them, and that's what helped with that. And then also one of our clients who upsold himself because he's on top of roofing, he also want to start doing some SEO for siding. And a good tip right there for you guys, right? At this time of the year, some of your clients, you can give them some deals, right? Like if a client is already paying you 2K and you're doing like the main service, like roofing, you could like pitch them like, hey, would you want to add like siding or windows to it? You guys, if that's possible, I mean, if that's profitable for you guys, we can do that for you. A lot of times for us, it's just, adding another category to the GMB and just adding more content to the website. And if you give them a deal on it, like, let's say for another $500 a month or $750 a month, they will easily take it. And the main benefit from that is not just a little extra money and stuff, but because a new year is rolling out, it's really just like ties in another wave of relationship for you guys as they can look in the future of more growth is coming, right? If you guys remember back in beginning of this year, I lost like a bunch of clients towards the beginning, because that's around the time when a lot of companies like contemplate what should we do, should we change where our budget is going for marketing, all this stuff. So it's a good time to do these kind of things, and kind of like it's a type of like a reporting, you could say, right? But like reestablishing the future of what is yet to come and the growth you are going to play in for their business. So little off tangent there. 11 minutes. Wait, no, I paused the video. We're probably like at 20 minutes right now. Anyways, guys, so that's pretty much overall what it's looking like. In terms of value, because I was talking to this with my girlfriend, and I was like, she was like, she asked like, where do you think, would be the actual most value? It would be, one of the most would be here, right? And the way I determine this is because anytime I talk to any of you, like, I talk to some of you who's on my channel sometimes on Facebook, and we get on a call, right? You guys are always blown away by just speaking to me, and I'm just blabbering. Honestly, like I'm just saying what I do. And a lot of times you guys are like, okay, that, like, it's like mind blown. And I realized that out of everything here, if I had to say walk the path, this would be maximized from my side, right? Because there's nothing more I do than sales for SEO, right? So that's one big point for this thing. The difference between this one and here, the roofer, is that while here courses would go for like, 1 to 3 grand, let's say, here roofers are already used to paying for coaching anywhere from 7 to 11, 12 grand, right? Because they make one sale and it's like 15 grand. So their mindset for that stuff is a lot higher, right? So that's where, if I were to put together some kind of basic digital marketing, not like how to do SEO, but basically like, basic SEO along with tips to structure your business and your crew and sales or project managers to become part of your digital site, and upload pictures from the GMB and all that kind of stuff, getting reviews, then that could go for something a lot higher price. So that has that advantage over this. But in terms of value, I can't talk to a roofer how I can talk to somebody who's doing this, right? Because I don't know how to put on a roof. I know every part of this. And for the other parts, as you guys know, like for the sales part, essentially that's still my favorite thing, honestly. Like if my health was okay, I wouldn't think twice. I'd probably just be scaling this up and just doing it myself, right? I don't care, man. Like I will still cold call like till I'm blue in the face and make video audits and all that stuff, and like do a lot of presentations. But with this new direction with the health and stuff like that, that makes it a bit different. And I would have to learn, really master a couple other skills. One is running the ads, or what it takes to really have an in-house person that you can teach to be who you are, and how well I do it. So that's with that. A lot of talking. All right, guys. Hope that was entertaining at the least, so you guys have a good idea of like what's going on in my head right now. Gonna pull the trigger sometime soon, definitely before the year ends, on what's gonna be going down. But as of right now, it's looking pretty good, chilled. And so stay tuned for whatever the hell I choose next. Peace.